is only Thursday, but the best of the week is still yet to come with a little show happening this Saturday night called Saturday Night's Main Event as WWE invades the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island, and it's shaping up to be a huge end-of-the-year PLE-like show for WWE, and there's going to be a lot of major happenings coming out of that show on Saturday night. Cody Rhodes is finally allowed to bring back the one thing that fans have been requesting for years, and Triple H is allowing him to do that on Saturday night. We have a major return planned for Saturday night's main event. Who is it? I know I don't want her back on television, but the women's division certainly needs her. The women's division will crown the first ever Women's United States champion. Who is WWE thinking about putting that title on, becoming the first Women's United States champion in WWE history? On the flip side, the WWE is crowning a Women's Intercontinental champion, and there is internal push to crown one woman in particular as the first Women's Intercontinental champion. And Logan Paul is retiring from in-ring competition with World Wrestling Entertainment. All this and so much more on your Extra for December 12th, 2024. And we will start with Logan Paul. Logan Paul, if you want to believe him, that's completely up to you, but he's retired from in-ring competition with WWE, and that's exactly what he wants fans to think. Now, Paul hasn't wrestled since SummerSlam, where he lost the Men's United States Championship to LA Knight. He and his fiancée welcomed a baby girl into the world in September. Now, while speaking on Impulsive, when asked if he would be at WrestleMania 41, which, spoiler folks, he will be, he responded, "No, I'm retired. I'm a dad, bro." Paul has previously stated that he was in attendance for the big WWE media event at Netflix headquarters out of Raw's debut on the streaming platform in January. So why would he be there and then not show up for WWE if he's a retired WWE superstar? Fans have already started to speculate that Paul may be returning during the Men's Royal Rumble match ahead of WrestleMania 41. There's been rumors that WWE could absolutely go ahead and do John Cena versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania, which is definitely going to happen in the last year of John Cena's career, as that is a big money match. Logan Paul just recently signed an extension, I believe this was last year, with WWE that takes him into 2025 and into 2026. So Logan Paul is not retiring from pro wrestling. He's not retiring from WWE, even though I'm sure there are people out there that don't like Logan Paul, that don't care for Logan Paul at all, away from WWE and on his own. I get it. People just don't like him for the things that he's done, for the things that he said. I understand that that's completely up to you. Take nothing away from the guy. The guy's a fantastic professional wrestler, has been doing this for a handful of matches, and he's great. Every time he gets in there, it's always a show. It's always a spectacle. And I appreciate what he has been able to do and seemingly has only gotten better at doing it. And he will be in the ring at WrestleMania. And I do believe that John Cena and Logan Paul is absolutely on the table at some point in 2025. But no, Logan Paul is not retired. He's playing everybody. He's working everybody. He will be at WrestleMania, and I would not be surprised to see him in the Royal Rumble. Jesse Ventura. Everybody knows Jesse Ventura from the 1980s. He is a part of one of my favorite commentary duos of all time, whether it was Jesse and Vince, Jesse and Gorilla Monsoon. Jesse Ventura is going to be returning to the WWE commentary booth on Saturday night for Saturday night's main event. Now, to set up the news to follow, I want to preface it with what Jesse said in regards to Saturday night's main event. He said, the entire show is going to be a throwback. There will be no fancy lights on Saturday night inside the Nassau Coliseum. That means it's going to look like it did before, the graphics, everything. The wrestlers are not coming down that ramp. They're not coming in with all the lights and all that spectacular pizzazz. Ventura emphasized the authentic retro feel, explaining that even the wrestlers' entrances will mirror the classic era of Saturday night's main event. They're coming through in the crowd like the old days. That's why they brought me back. We're going back into the time capsule. It's going to be 4 times a year. And Jesse Ventura will be on the commentary side of things, color commentating for WWE. And he will be doing that alongside Michael Cole and Corey Graves. The original program he did alongside Vince McMahon, providing his signature outspoken and entertaining analysis for many memorable moments in WWE history. Can't wait to see it. Love Jesse. He's still got that voice. He's still got that nostalgic feel to him. Can't wait to see what he does. It's going to be interesting to see if he's up to date on some of the superstars and what they do and what they're about and what the stories are, or he's just going to go in blind and just give us one hell of a show, man. It's going to be great. But the reason why I said that leads into this. WWE is allowing Cody Rhodes to bring a piece of WWE history to Saturday night's main events. Now, WWE's pulling out all the stops for this show, and Cody Rhodes is set to play a significant role, not only in the main event against Kevin Owens defending the WWE Championship, but he is also going to be factored into some big throwback festivities. Now, Triple H recently presented Cody Rhodes with a mysterious case containing an undisclosed item. Triple H emphasized that Rhodes would have possession of this item for one night only, further hinting at a potential appearance by the Winged Eagle Championship for Saturday night's main event. Previous interviews with Rhodes may offer a major clue. Cody Rhodes has been vocal about his desire to bring back this beloved piece of WWE history, the iconic Winged Eagle Championship belt. This classic design, synonymous with the golden era of WWE, holds a very special place in the hearts of many fans, especially us fans that grew up in the 80s going into the 90s. And Rhodes has expressed his admiration for its legacy. As Jesse Ventura revealed on the Bill Simmons podcast, Saturday night's main event will be stripped down as far as presentation, and it will go back in the time machine to fit the nostalgic presentation of the 1980s. Now, Triple H posted this on social media yesterday. I was going to put the video in this upload today, but I don't want to risk any copyright strikes from WWE. So you guys, I'll link it for you down in the description. You guys can go check that out if you so certainly want to go do that. But this is great. And it fits the whole nostalgic feel of the show. I know Cody's wanted to do it. A lot of people are now asking, just bring it back permanently. WWE, I would love if they do that, number one. Number two, they're not going to do that because WWE loves their branding. And the Winged Eagle Championship doesn't have that signature in-your-face WWE logo that they have all over their championship belts. You could probably say that about the World's Heavyweight Championship title designs, but WWE has made that big enough where the logo of the brand is front and center on the center plate of the championship. The Winged Eagle belt was something special, something very iconic. Cody Rhodes wanted to bring it back when he beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. They waited for it for this special occasion for Saturday night's main event. I'm just glad we're getting it. And I'm glad that they're allowing him to do it, if only for one night only. Now, it would be fucking humorous and it would be fucking great if Kevin Owens beat Cody Rhodes on Saturday night as he brings the Winged Eagle belt back to television for the first time in God knows how long, and he just absolutely destroys it after he wins it and then is crowned the new WWE champion. How much fucking heat would that get for Kevin Owens in New York City, man? That would be unbelievable. Now, I don't think they're going to do that. I know a lot of people are really sitting here having a hard time believing that Cody's going to lose the championship, but if WWE wants to ruffle some feathers and they want to throw a wrench into the creative gears, so to say, then Kevin Owens winning the WWE Championship at least for a couple of months and then having Cody win it back at the Royal Rumble doesn't sound like a bad idea to me. I would not be against that idea, but he is bringing that back. If you guys want to check the video out, very cool. I'll link it down below in the description. Major spoiler also for Saturday night. This is coming from WrestleVotes. And they put on social media today that Charlotte Flair could be returning to the show. Flair tore her ACL, MCL, and meniscus in December 2023 on SmackDown in a match against Asuka. Earlier this week, Flair was training with WWE NXT's Shawn Spears and Kiana James, as well as TNA's Lei Ying Lee, who is formerly Xia Li in WWE. WrestleVotes reported that Flair's return is imminent, with the possibility of it happening as soon as the Saturday night's main event. WWE Creative was tasked earlier this week with structuring a presentation for her return to TV. Oh, man, that Charlotte in the Bank contract is coming for that United States Championship. Gee, I can't wait. I can't wait. There's only 2 championships that are going to be on the line. The Women's United States Championship, and then Liv Morgan's defending against Io Sky. So where Charlotte factors into anything on that show is beyond me. Maybe they do a vignette. Maybe she's there just giving a promo backstage. I don't know. But if she comes back and immediately targets a championship, man, we are going to go right back to what we all despise about Charlotte Flair. And if I could make one suggestion, she is so cringy as a babyface. Let's bring her back as a heel. At least she can play into why people don't like her. And it's easy to hate her instead of actually sitting there forcing ourselves to like her. So Charlotte is coming back. She may be on Saturday night. Nothing is confirmed, but WrestleVotes did say that WWE is already structuring a presentation for her return to TV. The United States Women's Championship. This is something that will be crowned on Saturday night. The semifinals take place on Friday with Bayley versus Chelsea Green and Michin versus Tiffany Stratton. Those are the last 2 matches. The finals will take place at Saturday night's main event. Dr. Chris Featherstone of Sportskeeda, who has broken many stories this week, posted this on social media. Green is slated to beat Bayley to make it to the finals and go over either the winner of Michin or Tiffany Stratton to become the inaugural United States Women's Champion. This would mark Green's first singles title in her WWE career. Now, I did say on Friday night, with the way we saw Naomi lose in her quarterfinal match, that A, they're probably building to Naomi being the one who attacked Jade Cargill. I would love that. It's a different take on Naomi, and I think the women's division needs something a little bit more serious that we can invest in. That is certainly very interesting. Secondly, if Bayley was to win, I could see her going into the finals against Tiffany Stratton, and I could see Bayley being the first Women's United States Champion because, in my logic, WWE would want to put the belt, the first ever Women's United States Championship, on an already established champion in WWE, Bayley, and that would set the tone for it, and then Chelsea can be built up and take that belt off of Bayley. That's the way I was thinking. That's exactly how WWE tends to think. As far as Tiffany Stratton, if that was the match, I could see Nia getting involved, Nia kind of causing a big blunder, Tiffany Stratton losing because of Nia Jax. We may actually get a cash-in at that point as well, and Tiffany could walk out, not with the United States Championship, but with the Women's Championship on SmackDown. So we'd crown new 2 champions in the same match on Saturday night. That was my original line of thinking. But on the flip side, Michin and Chelsea Green had a very, very good middle-of-the-road feud that concluded in a dumpster match not too long ago on Friday Night SmackDown. Now, Chelsea Green got put in the dumpster, and Michin won that match. I could see them revisiting that as they're building up both ladies in the women's division, and Chelsea and Michin being in the finals, and Chelsea getting her revenge and her win back over Michin, but this time for the United States Championship, getting the last ha-ha over Michin. I could absolutely see that. And WWE would do very well by rewarding Chelsea because she's built herself up over this year. She has worked her ass off. It's happened organically. And to me, most of the time when you see something like that happen, the fans want to see it paid off, and it should be paid off because the growth and what we've seen from Chelsea and how hard she's worked organically to get over, I do believe that should be rewarded. So Chelsea right now is slated to win the United States Championship. Anything could change from now up until Saturday, but that right now is more than likely going to be your final. It's going to be Michin, and it's going to be Chelsea Green in the final of Saturday night's main event for the Women's United States Championship. And I also said on Tuesday Night Titans with Solomonster, if they go and do that, it would actually be okay because the show is absolutely stacked. So if they want to go with somewhat of a lesser match instead of putting all their big guns on this show, this one would actually work because we got a major main event. We got Drew McIntyre on the show. I'm sure CM Punk is going to be there. Jesse Ventura is going to be there. We got a bunch of legends coming through that are going to be on the show. So it should be a big show, and it should be big enough where if they want to go a little bit more low-key for the United States Championship with Michin and Chelsea Green, who aren't two big stars, they could certainly get away with it. So that's the plan right now for the Women's United States Championship. As far as the Intercontinental Championship, that will be decided. It has been reported by Chris Featherstone and WrestleVotes that the Intercontinental Championship final will take place on January 6th on the Netflix debut when they move to Netflix and move Monday Night Raw onto that platform. Sources state, says WrestleVotes, that WWE is currently planning on having the finals of the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament take place on the Raw Netflix debut show. They are told WWE will look to have at least 3 advertised matches for that show, with one of them being for this Intercontinental Championship. The semifinals will take place in Houston the week before, with the finals taking place in Los Angeles. Now, who's going to be in the final? Apparently, WWE backstage and those backstage, several people are pushing for Natalya to be the winner of the Intercontinental Championship title. On a recent edition of Backstage Pass Q&A, WrestleVotes noted that those in WWE have been pushing for Natalya to win the championship, although that doesn't mean that she will. WrestleVotes says, we spoke last week on this show about how I'd like to see Natalya win. I did hear some feedback with those same sentiments that were similar from sources that said they would like to see Natalya as well. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be her, but there is some favoritism. Maybe that would like to see her win the Intercontinental Championship. You know, it would be the same thing like Chelsea, but in reverse. Chelsea's worked very hard this year to really get herself established on TV after not really having a great go at it before Triple H took over creative. She wasn't really doing much of anything. Natalya has been there forever, and Natalya has just proven her worth time and time and time again. Is she the most exciting performer in the division? No. But Natalya is leaned on for so many things that you don't see on television. I'm sure of it. For all of the women backstage as a leader and a presence in that locker room, for training the women in her off time, for just being a great spokeswoman for that division and having great matches every single time she goes out there. She has been one of the more consistent performers over the last 10 years in WWE, and you can't deny that. So if they are pushing for Natalya to win the Intercontinental Championship, I don't know why anybody would have a problem with that. I certainly would not. But I'm thinking along the lines of long-term booking. I'm thinking along the lines of how do we slot the other women on the roster around the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania? Rhea Ripley's walking into WrestleMania as the Women's World Heavyweight Champion. I'm going with Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Then Charlotte Flair's going to come back, and I could absolutely see her winning the Royal Rumble. She's not the only favorite to win the Royal Rumble, but I could see Charlotte factoring into something major at WrestleMania. Now, if we don't do Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, I would do Rhea and Io, and then we do Bianca and Jade. Charlotte would go and wrestle Tiffany, but then Becky's coming back. What is Becky going to do? I could absolutely see Becky Lynch wrestling for the Intercontinental Championship, and I could see Becky and Lyra Valkyria at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. So it all depends on what the other women are going to be doing at WrestleMania. And I feel like that is a solid plan. I feel like that's what they're trying to pay off. Rhea Io, I think with what we saw at the end of Monday Night Raw, they're certainly teasing that for somewhere down the line. I know Io's going to wrestle Liv at Saturday Night's main event, but Io could certainly win the Royal Rumble or the Chamber and get Rhea at WrestleMania, which would be phenomenal. Then Jade and Bianca, I do feel like that could be a huge payoff at WrestleMania with who attacked Jade. That was the original direction anyway, with a lot of fans speculating that that could be the match. Charlotte and Tiffany, I think that's long been rumored when Charlotte comes back. And then we get Becky. Becky's not really factored into much of anything, and the big question mark is when she does get back, what is she going to be doing? Natural progression would be go after Liv, but that's not really going to matter in much of anything. I don't want to see that at WrestleMania, and all you need to do is do that on a random Raw and pay that off. But Becky and Lyra at WrestleMania, I think that would be great for Lyra. Get her on the big stage, show everybody what she could do, try and get her over through Becky. And that could be a great move to establish the Intercontinental Championship. So we will see. But people are pushing for Natalya to win the Intercontinental Championship. I don't think it's going to happen. It's a long shot. But if it does happen, I don't see that being a problem. Let me know what you guys think down below as far as that and the other top stories. Who do you think is going to win the United States Championship for the ladies on Saturday night? Who do you want to see win the Intercontinental Championship? And what do you think of the Winged Eagle belt coming back to WWE television just for one night only on Saturday night's main event? Cody Rhodes is bringing it back. Let me know down below. Comments, great. They help me out, man. Would really appreciate it. Also, hit that thumbs up on your way out. Let's try for 1,000 likes on this Thursday's episode of Off the Script. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. There is plenty of content for you guys to get lost in. This is the 12th day of December that we've uploaded. So thank you guys very much for all your support. We're going to continue the ball rolling into Friday Night SmackDown. I'll be live tomorrow night, and then Saturday night we will be live for Saturday night's main event right here on the podcast. Thank you guys for a great month so far. Thank you for a great week. Make sure you guys follow me on social media. Stay up to date on everything. And I'll be on social media all weekend long if you guys want to tweet along with me during Saturday night's main event at JD from NY206. Have a great Thursday, guys, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow live after Friday Night SmackDown on Off the Script. I'll see you later.